Hey there, welcome you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in to Just Enough Spice, where we talk about ways to strive for better. So I was reading an article by Associated Press that was talking about the average cost to build a unit for a homeless person in Los Angeles right now. And I was shocked to find out that it is costing on average $837,000 for each unit. Now, mind you, each of these units are either a single or a one bedroom. And even if we were to take into consideration inflation right now, for a unit to cost $837,000, and maybe I don't have the math right, but that's almost $1 million for a single or a one bedroom for a homeless person. And I understand that the homeless population is growing. There are estimates right now that about 41,000 people are homeless in the city of Los Angeles. So from what I gather, as of 2020, there were roughly 580,000 people who were homeless. And according to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, more than a quarter of those, 161,000, were in California. And out of those, 64,000 live in Los Angeles County. So I think that the 41,000 number is inaccurate at best. So for example, I drive by Wilshire and Barrington every morning to drop off my son at school. And to the north of Wilshire, there's a homeless encampment there. And there are so many people there, I can't believe it. So the one thing that struck me is people north of Wilshire are paying a significant amount of money for their properties. And for one to pay whatever it is they pay, and to open your windows and see this homeless encampment in front of your home or close to your home is somewhat shocking. I'm not talking about classism. I'm just saying, if I have paid a significant amount of money for my home, I do not want to wake up, open my window, or walk down the street and see homelessness just sprawling all through the neighborhood. So in 2016, there was an initiative put on the ballots and voters approved for the spending of $1.2 billion, which was going to go to build units for homeless people. The problem that arises is from 2016 to now, only 1,200 units have been built. And so the question that arises is, well, if the government is putting these initiatives out and the voters are voting on it and spending has been put aside for it, the $1.2 billion, why is it that only 1,200 units have been built? Now, if there's an estimate that it's going to cost $837,000 for each unit, and this initiative was put out in 2016, even if there's inflation, and no matter how bad inflation is, what was the initial cost that they thought it was going to cost for each of these units? Now, apart from the fact that $837,000 is a staggering amount to pay for a studio or a one bedroom, one has to take into consideration or think, what exactly are they putting in these units? Are they putting in golden bidets? Now, the mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti, has come out pushing back at naysayers and people that are complaining that, one, the initiative is taking too long, and two, it's costing too much. And he says that as far as he's concerned, not only is the project or program on track, but also that the program is actually producing more units than were actually promised at a lower cost. So one wonders what that lower cost is if right now each of these units are costing $837,000. He also went on to say that by 2026, apparently 10,300 units will have been completed. So I was doing the math, and if each unit is costing roughly about $837,000, when I do the math and divide $837,000 into $1.2 billion, I get 1,433 units. I do not know how the city of Los Angeles is going to build 10,300 units with the amount that they have right now allocated to spend towards building these units. Bottom line, it doesn't matter what is being promised or what was promised at this point. You drive down any city in Los Angeles, there's homelessness all over the place. And I remember when I came to America, I remember in the 80s, early 90s, listening to the song I Love LA, and I still really love LA. But sometimes you drive out, you are afraid to walk down certain streets, you are afraid to drive down certain streets. Homelessness is getting out of hand, and something has to be done about it. Now, with the estimated 41,000 people that are homeless, most of them are either drug addicts and or suffer from mental illness. And I understand, especially the people that suffer from mental illness, I understand that these are people, and they have rights, and they should have a warm, comfortable home space they call their own. But if we have voted for certain initiatives to take place, and we have actually put aside spending for that actual initiative to actually be funded, there's no reason why from 2016, 5.5 years later, there's only a certain amount of homes or units put aside or built for these people. Homelessness is getting out of hand, and I guess the only way that we're going to be able to deal with this issue, or at least maybe change the people that have been in office since at least 2016 and still don't seem to know what it is they're doing 5.5 years later, I guess the only way to deal with this is to actually make your voice heard when you go out to vote. Once again, thank you so very much for tuning in to Just Enough Spice. I'm hoping that you guys are having a wonderful day. Thank you for giving me a moment of your time. If you like this video, please give me thumbs up. Please share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.